So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm currently sitting here in one of the more popular crossovers now on our market, unexpectedly. So I'm here inside of the 2023 GWM Jolion. It's not Jolion, it's not like you should be alert on a street circuit kind of pronunciation. So pretty interesting what I'm gonna do here. I'm be driving the HEV because there's a lot to talk about with the hybrid variant. There are 4 variants available. So you got 3 gasoline variants and of course the ever popular hybrid variant. So this is the Supreme variant. Sheesh. So this is only second to the again aforementioned hybrid variant. The looks alone, I do like the looks of this, especially with this blue color. Remember the differences again between the HEV and this gasoline variant are the badges. So if you get the HEV, the Haval badge is blue. So that's pretty much it. So as well, you get pretty interesting LED lights and wheels, and there's a chrome strip just on the side profile that as well says Jolion. I don't know why, I'm not a fan of chrome, but for this GWM Jolion, it kind of suits it for some reason. So on the rear too, pretty standard for a crossover. The boot space too is pretty generous, and as well it will increase if you fold all of the seats down. As well, there's a space saver donut type tire. So here now in the interior, okay, this is a big step up from the previous GWMs. Big disclaimer, I have never sat in any other GWMs up to this point, like all of the new ones only. So for this price point, I expected like to be every other Chinese crossover, but not for this one. This is more premium than I expected, to be honest. Immediately noticed behind the camera, there's a heads-up display. I never expected for this Jolion to have that feature. And then biggest highlight for this Supreme model and the HEV, they have a 12.3 infotainment system. It's one of the smoother infotainment systems I've tried out in a Chinese crossover. Even the 360-degree camera is pretty excellent quality. There's a lot of stuff you can do here, surprisingly. So as well here in the center console, I do love the rotary switch gear lever. It's similar to like every other luxury car I've ever tried out. As well, further behind, you have one big cup holder and one small cup holder. And then my favorite part of this Jolion is here in the steering wheel. The looks of it is pretty good. There's a lot of silver trims here and there, but they are paddle shifters. Of course, being the gasoline variant, this is mated to a 7-speed wet type dual clutch transmission. And speaking of engines, this one is powered by a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces 141 horsepower and 220 Newton meters of torque. So the engine alone is more powerful than the HEV variant without the batteries and all that. So going back here in the steering wheel, you have your volume and voice command buttons on the left side and cruise control functions on the right side. And then here in the door card, surprisingly like the Canon Pilot I reviewed earlier, you get nice materials here on the door. There's like that wooden trim effect again on the window switches here. And then here below the infotainment system itself, you have your air conditioning controls. Touch sensitive, it's gloss black, but surprisingly pretty responsive too. I mean, the aircon's off and they just turned it on. They're pretty responsive. And then hilariously, like a BMW, you have to adjust them all here in the infotainment system. Bit of a nitpick, but I don't mind it because that's the trend nowadays with all cars. Everything's now here on the infotainment system. So as well, for this Supreme variant, you get a 7-inch instrument cluster. There's a lot of modes you can do. It looks pretty clear too and pretty bright too. Then above here, you have your lights and controls for your panoramic sunroof that stretches all the way there in the back. So this is what's nice too with this Supreme variant. It's available with this panoramic sunroof. And then vanity mirror with light too, surprisingly. Don't extend, but good quality with the sun visors too. So here now in the back too, you get 2 air conditioning vents, 2 USB ports, and a central armrest too. Not much toys there in the back, but surprisingly for this gasoline variant, I'll know later in the HEV variant, space there is pretty good. I mean, look at that. Arm all the way forward already. I'm still not reaching the front seat. And despite the panoramic sunroof, I have a lot of headroom, surprisingly. So yeah, that's a quick tour of this GWM Jolion. Let's go for a drive. So, little bit change of plan with the Haval review. I'm currently sitting here on the Jolion again, but the HEV variant, because to be honest, I am more interested of doing the content for this. But at the same time, I wanted to tour the gasoline brand. Anyways, what you get here now with this HEV, so you get still the same engine but with a battery system now and a few electric motors. So you have 94 horsepower for the gasoline motor only, but combined with the electric motors. So these are just the combined V gears, because I really didn't expect to drive the HEV today. So here in the interior, pretty much similar the layout here and there, but there's just different materials. Like here on the air conditioning vents, it's no longer gloss black, and surrounding that, it's all white. Even here for the seats, it's all white. And for the HEV, I kind of dig this interior just a little bit more, being honest, because there's a lot of bronze materials here and there. Kind of gives it more of a premium feel now. So first impressions immediately with this Jolion HEV. We've been stuck in EV mode the whole time. Now we've just activated the engine itself. Okay, seems peppy already. So like with the gasoline variant, there's a heads-up display for this Jolion HEV. And then we're just in normal mode. Oh! Right. Remember the torque figure. This thing is really peppy, and I like in this instrument cluster, same like with the Jolion gasoline variant, you can see the state of regen braking. I mean, if I press the brakes, you can see if I'm doing max regen braking or half regen braking. That's actually a nice feature. And of course, there's more safety here with this HEV. I just put it all here on screen. I can't explain all of that. So checking out the infotainment system, yeah, it seems exactly the same like that of the gasoline variant. And remember, this is the HEV. If you know, I explained earlier, the badges of this are now blue compared to the black ones of the gasoline variant. Yes. You can even change the driver's display right in the windscreen. And then I'm looking for the drive mode because it says here normal. Although it did say there's no driving modes for this Jolion. But I find it weird that you can see a normal button here on the instrument cluster. So turning radius of this, okay, pretty good too. And then I found the steering modes. There's steering modes for these two. There's 3 settings: light, normal, and then sport. So of course, you know me, I left it in sport mode, the heaviest. And then driving modes, there's 4 of them. Again, eco, normal, and sport. Plus snowfield. No idea why you needed it in this country. So hilariously, if you put it to sport mode, it will hazard for some reason. So probably now everything now is max power. And okay, in sport mode it's much easier to move forward now. And then eco, I mean, it still kicks down. Okay, it's not bad response even though in eco mode. And then normal is alright. The sport mode just wants to keep on going. And then visibility all around, pretty good to the D pillars, not that big. There's corner windows, so it helps you a lot in the visibility. And then sport mode. Oh my god. Oh, you get the high speed really quickly, like really quickly. So immediately as well I noticed in sport mode, of course you get the high speeds pretty quickly. Then I forgot to mention, since now this being the Jolion HEV, this is now mated to a CVT or direct hybrid transmission, aka CVT, because the gasoline powered one is only powered by a 7-speed wet type dual clutch transmission. I don't mind the CVTs in hybrids because they have a purpose to increase your fuel economy, so I don't mind that. And then what else? But here from a standstill, like really peppy. Overtake will be easy in this Jolion. Right, so this is as well why I wanted to drive the Jolion HEV rather than the gasoline variant, because of the hybrid system. This thing's pretty peppy. Surprise, not to my surprise though, but how it delivers its power and torque. Yeah, it's insane. Like, whoa, you get pushed back in your seat like quite a lot. Okay, let's just calm down a bit. Oh yeah, one pedal driving. Oh, single pedal. But I won't use that because we're just only doing a short route. And then the steering wheel, I love the feedback. Even though I did complain the light steering wheel is too light, as the name suggests, I just prefer the heavier one because there's much better feedback than that of the other two, like normal and light mode. So fuel economy, I actually can find it for some reason, because yet again, this is what made me pick with the gasoline variant. Everything is done here in the infotainment system, so I can't literally find anything here. And here stands still. Oh my gosh. Wow. Despite being ECVT, this will skid its tires easily. like really quick. This is what's nice to with hybrid system. Like they're pretty peppy all around. So the cost for this Jolion HEV is at 1 million pesos. So it's like almost 100,000 pesos more than the Jolion gasoline variant. So is this 100,000 pesos worth it? Yes, because of this. Oh yeah, as well, despite being a hybrid vehicle too, of course there's characteristics of weird brake feel. This one does not do it. I mean, the brake feel so far in this type, even though I have a long, I'm curious though for a long-term test for this, if the brake feel will be consistent or it will vary in the driving conditions. But for now, it's really good too. So yeah, that concludes my review of the Jolion. So hopefully I can get more seat time on both variants, the gasoline and this HEV again. So I'd like to thank GWM Philippines, GWM Manila, and Miss Charmaine here. So this is her contact details. So if you wanna buy a GWM, you may contact her. So hope you guys like and subscribe. So I'll see you with more test drives again here at the Autofocus Test Drive Festival. Bye bye.